Hey future York students!
I'm Sidel.
And I'm Neetha.
And welcome to the Faculty of Liberal Arts and Professional Studies Program Chat Series.
We want you to know that here in LA&PS, you will study what you love and learn what you need.
In this chat, you'll be hearing from future professors as well as current students about the program.
What it has to offer you, like internship opportunities.
And what your first year in the program may look like.
Alright, should we get started?
Yeah, let's get started.
Enjoy, everybody.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our Liberal Arts and Professional Studies Program Chat. Today, we are going to be talking about one of our more interesting programs here in the faculty, our program in anthropology. Before we get started with that chat, I would like to take a moment to just talk a little bit about the land that York University is located on. This meeting is virtual, and because of that, we are not all gathered in the same space. York's land acknowledgement might not represent the territory that you are currently on, and I would ask that if this is the case, that you each take the responsibility to acknowledge the traditional territory that you are on and its current treaty holders. As a member of the York University community, I recognize that many Indigenous nations have long-standing relationships with the territories upon which York University campuses are located that precede the establishment of York University. York University acknowledges its presence on the traditional territory of many Indigenous nations. The area known as Takaranto has been taken care of by the Anishinaabeg Nation, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, the Huron-Wendat, and the Métis. It is now home to many Indigenous peoples. We acknowledge the current treaty holders, the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. This territory is subject of the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant, an agreement to peacefully share and care for the Great Lakes region. Now I'd like to introduce a very special guest we have with us this morning from our anthropology department here at York University, Professor Davidson. Good morning, Professor Davidson.
Good morning, Adam. Hi, everyone. My name is Lisa Davidson, and I am the undergraduate program director here in the Department of Anthropology, and I am also a professor in the department. I am joined here by my colleague and chair of the department, Professor Othan Alexandrakis.
Hi, everyone. My name is Othan Alexandrakis, and as Lisa said, I'm the department chair and also a professor at the department. We are very excited to talk to you today about the Department of Anthropology and everything we have to offer.
Thanks. Yes, and we are very happy that you have chosen anthropology or that you are thinking about choosing anthropology. And to get us started on our program chats, we have a slideshow to share. Okay, so for those of you who are unfamiliar with anthropology, I would like to begin by demystifying anthropology, and then Othan and I will talk about what our program has to offer. So first, well, what is anthropology? The way that I like to explain anthropology is that it is a holistic study of people, both past and present. The word anthropology actually means the study of human beings. Anthropology is a discipline that does not have strict disciplinary boundaries, but looks at the relationship between many disciplines. For example, we look at the relationship between religion and medicine, between space, gender, and racialization, between politics, language, and nature, and between people's digital lives, technology, and globalization. So anthropology, as you see here on the slides, has four approaches or subdisciplines. Biological or physical anthropology is a large discipline that is concerned with human evolution. Archaeology is the study of human history through material artifacts. Linguistic anthropology is the study of language and culture. And social and cultural anthropology is an expansive discipline that looks at patterns of meaning, how societies are structured. It looks at human variation and similarities. And it also looks at power, agency, and resistance. And most notably, it places an understanding of larger social patterns in conversation with the particular, the everyday, and the ordinary. So that's to say that this is just a small glimpse of what social and cultural anthropology has to offer. And as I said, it is a wide range of fields that's encapsulated within social and cultural anthropology. At York, our program centers on social and cultural anthropology, and some of the courses incorporates aspects that relate to language and how language shapes human experiences and in turn, how human experience shapes language use. Professors in a department have active research profiles covering a wide range of topics in anthropology, such as food, health, medicine, sexuality, gender, race, racism, digital media, politics, globalization, religion, social movements, environment, climate change, and advocacy. And this is just to name a few. And you will find that our courses look at diverse geographic regions, including but not limited to Canada, the Caribbean, Croatia, Greece, Guatemala, India, Pakistan, Senegal, and South Africa. We are also excited that we are also relaunching our archaeology stream this coming year with a first year course called Anthropology of the Living and the Dead, and a second year course called Introduction to Archaeology and Paleoanthropology. So we have a wide variety of degree options. And the ones that I would like to highlight today are our majors and our certificate programs. So for our majors, we have 3 options. First, we have a 90 credit 3-year degree, which offers you a Bachelor of Arts in Anthropology. Second, we have a 120 4-year degree, which is our Honors Bachelor of Arts. And third, we have a 120 credit 4-year degree, which is our BA Specialized Honors. Now, the difference between the Honors BA and the BA Specialized Honors is that the BA Specialized Honors allows you to take more 4th-year courses. For those who are unfamiliar, is that 4th-year courses are smaller classes where there are usually no more than 25 students. The smaller classes are more specialized in scope and allows for more nuanced and more in-depth conversations about course topics. Now, I would like to talk a little bit about our certificate programs. Our certificate options can be pursued as standalone degrees or an add-on to your current studies. Our certificate programs are designed to strengthen your existing anthropology training or to add an anthropological flavor to your degree from other York programs. And we offer 2 certificates. The first is the Certificate in Advocacy and Public Engagement. And the second certificate is the Certificate in Culture, Medicine, and Health. The Certificate in Advocacy and Public Engagement centers on the utility of anthropology today. Public anthropology offers students the skills to apply anthropological theories and ethnographic methods in real-world applications. In this certificate, emphasis is placed on experiential education, and we focus on contemporary concerns of human rights, refugee and migration, race and racism, Indigenous sovereignty, and gender and sexuality, just to name a few. Now, our certificate in culture, medicine, and health offers an anthropological lens on health and illness processes and the social, cultural, and political factors that shape experiences of illness, patterns of health and disease, and issues of equity and access to healthcare services. We explored the social, political, and cultural dimensions that relate to HIV and AIDS, alcohol and addiction, mental health, global health, and alternative medicines and reproductive health. Now, with the growing cultural diversity of people entering healthcare systems, our certificate in medical anthropology offers crucial research and critical thinking skills in the analysis and the interpretation of biomedical knowledge, as well as an appreciation of culture in healthcare environments.
Okay, everyone, and I'd like to spend a few minutes here talking about why study anthropology at York. As you can see, we have a robust program, lots of exciting things to think about in anthropology. But in speaking with our students, we've discovered there are three sort of primary reasons why undergraduate students come to anthropology. And I've given you little bullets here to give you a sense. So the first one has to do with learning qualitative research skills and critical analysis. I think this one is a super important point. Anthropology teaches you how to do grounded field work with in real time with real people on the ground and build knowledge from the ground up. So that's a very important skill set that anthropology offers to students. And also critical analysis. So we teach you how to make sense of all the data you discover in the field and how to prepare analytical reports and ethnographic research papers that can be shared and disseminated. And we can talk about that in a few minutes. So qualitative research skills, that's one very important one. And the second one here is critical analysis, and they go together. The other thing students often tell us that they really love about anthropology is that we offer, again, a grounded, holistic approach to learning about the human condition. You're not pigeonholed into one way of looking at the human condition. You can think about many different things, about economy, you can think about food, you can think about sexuality, you can think about histories, you can think about power and resistance and action, all kinds of approaches and issues and themes and questions are part of what anthropology does. So if you are interested in learning about humans, learning about human history, the human present, human futures, but not thinking about those things through one narrow lens, anthropology is the discipline for you. And the last one here is putting knowledge into action. And this is a focus of our department at York, and actually of York University overall, as you probably already know. But the idea of putting knowledge into action is at the heart of what the Department of Anthropology is about. We have professors and students currently working on projects that are informed by their research that are intended to bring about changes in the world to improve life for everyone. So putting knowledge into action, that's an anthropological focus. That's a concern that has been with the discipline for decades now. And anthropologists are increasingly looked at as important players in coming up with new policy, new collective action, new directions, new initiatives, and changes to existing programs, existing policy action, and all kinds of things to bring about positive transformations. So you can see that in our certificate programs. You'll see that in our course offerings when we talk about them in a second. But action is at the heart of what our department is about. So overall, again, it's about learning how to ask questions, how to do research, and how to make sense of what you discover. It's about a broad approach to the human condition and really figuring out how to ask questions that are meaningful to the people on the ground, but also to your fellow colleagues and academics, of course, and other audiences, and then putting that knowledge into action. So those are the three reasons that students typically come to anthropology. Of course, there are many more, but those are the ones I'd like to highlight today. And I did mention those exciting courses, so maybe we can switch over now and take a look at those courses. And I'll invite my colleague Lisa back, and we'll advance the slide here.
Okay, so as Athan had mentioned, is that in our program, we have a wide variety of courses that look to the innovative ways of learning anthropology, but more importantly, on doing anthropology. So one of the courses that I would like to highlight here is our first year experiential learning course called Anthropology 1140. What does it mean to be human? Introduction to Sociocultural Anthropology. So this course, as I said, is very much focused on experiential learning. As a full year course, meaning that it runs from September all the way to the April. In the fall semester, students learn anthropology's big concepts. And also, they also learn what is an anthropological perspective on learning about people and culture. And this is what makes our discipline quite unique. So at the core of the course, we are striving to understand what makes for a shared humanity when we are faced with so much cultural, social, political, and economic variety. Then in the winter semester, we start to apply anthropological methods and approaches that we learned in the fall semester. And we learned this through applying it through the virtual tours and workshops with our community partners, such as the Japanese Canadian Cultural Center, which is located here in Toronto, and also Nature Harmony, which is a local organization that focuses on sustainable food growing practices. Students are then learning the challenges of these local organizations, what these local organizations are working through. And then students are also learning to solve problems through an anthropological approach.
Okay, and maybe I can talk a little bit about our next course. So our next course we'd like to feature is Anthropology 2110. That's our core concepts in anthropology course. This is another experiential education course. Doing is at the heart of this class. So I've listed here a few of the key questions that the course instructor, our colleague, Professor Hirji, asks. And so these are the sort of prompts that he begins the course with. You know, what shapes my identity, right? Why do people differ in their beliefs? Who writes history? Who gets to write that history? How does power fuel conflict and maintain social inequality? These are all key questions. Does culture belong to one group? Is it a shared thing, right? Why can't we agree on how to protect the environment? Do race and gender matter, and why do they matter? And finally, families. Are they more important than friends? If you've ever wondered about any of these questions, and more, I should say, this course is a great place to explore them. All of these questions deal with core anthropological themes and issues, and the course director will help start with these big questions, and then help take them apart a little bit, and then actually get your hands into and yourself working and thinking with groups, with community partners out there in the field, back in the classroom, to do projects and activities that help you think through these challenging questions. And what's interesting about this course is there's a very minimum of lecturing involved. The course director sets the stage, provides you with everything you need, and then working collaboratively with your student colleagues, you work through questions and problems to come up with understandings that help enlighten and elucidate these often very challenging questions, help you come up to answers. Some of the more exciting activities involve cooking, making paper clothing, mapping, talking with guest lecturers, lots of exciting activities in 2110 to help you think through these big issues in anthropology. Okay, so that's 2110, a very exciting course. And here's our next one, and I'll turn it over to Lisa.
Right. So this course is Anthropology 2210, Advocate and Engage for Change, Applying Anthropology. And this is our introductory course on public-facing anthropology. So what this means is that in this course is that you're going to learn about the variety of anthropological skills, the tool sets of our trade, and then again to apply them to real world applications, needs, and strategies. This course brings to light the challenges and strategies of people who are already trained in anthropology and how these people are applying anthropology's methods and insights to local and global problems of inequality, injustice, and human suffering. So we could go on to our next course.
Okay, this is Anthropology 3110, Acquiring Research Skills. This is a course that's close to my heart. I've been teaching this one for the last, about 7 or 8 years. This is our research skills course. This is where our students get to learn how to do field work, how to go out there and talk to people, how to do participant observation, how to do photography, mapping, and a whole host of other methodological approaches in order to gather data to help answer questions. And at the heart of this project, or at this course, I should say, are individual projects. So students get to develop their own research questions in consultation with me and with a handful of graduate students who come to support this part of the course. And so you get to ask a question and develop a research project around anything you are interested in. Some work that has been done recently in the course has been done with breast cancer survivors, thinking about how changes in the body bring about changes in identity. Other students have studied zoos to see human-animal interactions, thinking about human-animal interactions. Other students have been thinking about TikTok culture and about these communities that are developed around TikTok, and on and on and on. So the possibilities are quite endless. Some of my favorite projects have to do with food, and other ones have to do with community organizing, which is something that I'm personally very interested in. So lots of possibilities here. And once the research project is developed and you have a solid methodology ready for you to go out and do the field work, you do that field work with the support of your peers in the class and with me, of course. And at the end of the course, you get to share your findings. And we'll talk about the sharing of findings a little bit at the end of this presentation, but there are multiple opportunities to share what you found through paper in the course. You can present your findings. You can even publish your findings, which is something we'll help you do in this program. So that is Anthropology 3110, our core methods training course. And now our next class here is 3380, and I'll turn it over to Lisa.
Okay, so Anthropology 3380, The Everyday Politics of Rage, is a course that looks at how anthropology broadens our understanding of human conditions that motivate social movements. It is one of our more exciting courses where you will look at the rise of the extreme right, the alt-right, the alt-left, along with other formations of populism. And you will learn to decipher how these kinds of social movements are interconnected to human concerns over wealth, climate change, war, dislocation, and uncertainty. This course also directs students to think critically of the media, to broaden your media literacy in terms of knowledge production and communication. So moving on to our summer abroad programs.
Okay, and this is my cue. So we are currently offering 2 summer abroad courses. We have Anthropology 3110, and this one runs in Greece. It's a course that I direct. I've done it 4 years running. It's a phenomenal course. 3110 is our methods course that I've talked about just a few slides back, but we pick it up and we move it to Athens. And what you get to do in this circumstance is explore research methods and ask a research question in a completely different environment, and learn how anthropologists experience fieldwork, how they navigate new social and cultural terrains, how they find access to people for interviewing and in order to conduct field research through participant observation and other means. It's the same course content, but delivered in a study abroad context. So you get to live in Athens for a month. You get to learn at the beautiful Athens Center or College here in Athens facilities, right in the heart of the city. We have a number of excursions to surrounding areas. We have food tours, we have history tours. We go to the theater. We do a world of different things and have guest speakers coming in. We get to do some art and graffiti writing and lots of exciting things. All of this, of course, tied to particular skill sets and opportunities to learn more about the research terrain. And again, in Athens, you get to ask your own individual question about anything you're interested in and do that field work, which is very exciting. The other course that we offer as a study abroad is called Images of Resistance, and that one's going to Portugal. That course, again, is located, I think, in Lisbon, and then takes excursions all around the region to the south and the north. And the course instructor, Professor Zulfikar Hirji, walks you through a number of exciting excursions and experiences. There are local partners who work very closely. In fact, I think one of the close partners is a journalist who helps students sort of discover and think through images of resistance and resistant images. So it's an image center sort of and material culture course that will help you think through how experiences of domination have been part of local histories and how they're represented and encoded and inscribed in local place, how people live with them, how people push against, and on and on. So there's lots of exciting opportunities for learning in Portugal as well. And this year, we are planning to pilot both of these classes together. So this is a very exciting initiative at the Department of Anthropology. We're hoping to pilot that this year and then maybe run it again in future years, where students are able to travel to Athens, do a full year course with me and learn research methods. And the theme of that course, Beyond Research Methods, will be a focus on resistance. And then from there, you fly from Athens to Portugal, to Lisbon, where you will be with Zulfikar Hirji, and you get to apply some of the learning from 3110 from the Field Methods course in the context of the Images of Resistance course in Portugal. And that's another full year course. So 1 month in Greece, 1 month in Portugal, and you get to do 2 full credits and have an exciting experience learning all about research methods and this other core theme in anthropology, material culture, and resistance. So those are our study abroad courses. And of course, we're always looking to expand and mount new courses internationally. So always stay tuned. There are exciting things happening at the department around this.
So as you saw, is that there are so many opportunities to actually do anthropology, especially through our experiential learning courses and our summer abroad courses. And what we have found is that students have had an opportunity to enhance their professional capacity through our courses. Many of our community partners are looking for interested students for paid summer employment and or volunteer work. And the experiential learning activities provide the basic foundation for further employment and community involvement. So for example, the Japanese Canadian Cultural Center recently hired one of our students to work in the digital archives throughout the summer.
Okay, thanks, Lisa. I'll take over now and talk about Anthropology 4130. This is our placement course. So after you've completed your training in first, second, third year, you could take this placement course we have where you have the opportunity to apply what you've learned in your degree so far in real world settings with our partners. And so I'll talk about our partners in a second, but it's an important thing to think about this course as a place to consolidate everything you've learned and really figure out how anthropology works in the real world, in real world work settings and other kinds of settings. And our students do exciting projects on a variety of different things with our partners. And let me tell you who these partners are. In this past year, we've had TD Bank Design Research Unit. In with Forward, CIBC, the Ministry of External Affairs, City of Toronto, the TDSB, the Toronto District School Board, Food Share, Environmental Defense Fund, Evergreen Brickworks, Parkdale Land Trust, Earth to Table Legacies. All of these are our partners, and our partner list is always growing. Students do really exciting projects with these partners. Sometimes they are contained within the span of one course. Sometimes they connect in with teams already working on things, and they provide that anthropological perspective and skill set to those projects. And so contribute in that way. It's very much a course about going out there and doing anthropology, and we're very excited about this course 4130, and always growing our partnerships. I should say we also have a new partnership work experience program that's coming online in the next few years that will focus on environmental experiential education and environmental work experience. So the course itself will have an environmental justice theme, and we'll have partners who work to improve the environment and to address environmental justice issues within Toronto and the surrounding area. So that course is coming online in the next 2 years. We're very excited for that one.
As you've probably seen through our whole entire talk today, is the big question is of doing anthropology. This is what our program focuses on. This is what our instructors and courses focus on. And so in the end, you're probably going to be wondering, well, what can you do with a degree in anthropology after all of this doing? And as we have mentioned, is that in doing anthropology is that you're really learning the methods and the theoretical skills to explain complex human experience, and also learning to communicate cultural patterns. And you also learn to talk about the values, attitudes, and beliefs and emotions that motivate human action. So you're going to find that these skills are highly valued by employers, including banks and consultation groups, big corporations that are looking for human-centered innovations and solutions to problems that they are trying to resolve. You'll also find that these skills are valued by governments, humanitarian organizations, and so on. Our undergraduates and graduate alumni have pursued careers in government agencies, internal development, immigration services, refugee centers, museums, and justice administration. And some students have found jobs in community-based organizations, international organizations such as the United Nations and the Canadian International Development Agency, as well as environmental and health organizations. And others have pursued higher education and have been appointed as university professors. And more recently, our students have found jobs in marketing firms and corporations, digital and social media research and coordination, as well as working in the big banks.
And maybe if you don't mind, Lisa, I'll just add one more thing. So beyond the opportunities to work in really exciting fields, everything like Lisa mentioned, from banks to humanitarian organizations, and writing policy that will benefit people, to helping social justice concerns, research development. It's really quite limitless. But the other direction that many of our students go is continuing on in anthropology. And so we offer a very exciting master's program where you can do a master's degree in 2 years. It's a research-based degree, which again is highly prized by employers of all kinds. And you may go on to do a PhD in anthropology. We also offer a very exciting PhD in anthropology as well. It's not to say you have to do all your degrees at York. Our undergraduate students go all around the world to continue their education, not just to work. So that's another thing to keep in mind as well as you're thinking about next steps beyond your undergraduate degree. It could be work, it could be further education. You should also mention that many of our undergraduates use our BA in anthropology as a foundation to go on to do law school or medical school. Again, the perspectives and the skill sets that anthropology provides students make our undergraduates really prized in those fields. Again, that ability to connect with another human being, to understand the human experience, certainly in medicine and law, have great applicability. The other one, of course, is in business as well. So lots of opportunities. Anthropology is a great place to be, to find exciting work in areas that matter and that matter to you, but can also be a great place to go on to continue and build your academic skills in graduate programs, both at York or beyond. The possibilities are, again, quite limitless. So before we move on to think about, of course, thinking about the future, let's think about your undergraduate at York and about anthropology, and think about student life.
Thank you. So I'll take over for this. Is that you're probably wondering about what would be your first, second year at York. And one of the things I want to point out is the anthropology department has the Anthropology Students Association, also known as the ASA. And this is a student-led organization that is trying to enhance students' experience in anthropology and also student experience on campus. So throughout the year, the ASA plans seminars, workshops, social events, and much more that are tailored to the love of the learning of anthropology. The ASA also welcomes students interested in anthropology, and feel free to contact them via email at anthrostudents.yorku@gmail.com. And we also have a student journal called Contingent Horizons.
Yes, and maybe I'll talk about this one. Contingent Horizons, again, very dear to my heart. Contingent Horizons started during our study abroad course in Greece one year, I think 5 years ago or 6 years ago now, actually. This is our student-run journal of anthropology, and it is a internationally recognized journal. It has grown in reputation. It's now held in libraries around the world. It's promoted by the largest organization of anthropology in the world, the American Anthropological Association, recognized as a truly fantastic journal. And many of our undergraduate students publish in this journal. So 3110, the methods course, is one of the places where you get the opportunity to do independent research and write up a research paper. And then that paper can be developed into an article that can be published in our journal. Other courses as well, our resistance courses, our medicine courses, food courses, advocacy courses, all of those courses have opportunities for you to write research articles that can be prepared for Contingent Horizons, our journal. And the opportunity as an undergraduate student to do your research, write a paper, and then have that paper in supportive. We're supportive of this, and so there's lots of writing workshops and one-on-one sessions to help you get that paper ready for publication in our flagship journal is really exciting, and another unique feature of anthropology at York. It's a way to commemorate your great work as an undergraduate student. It's a wonderful thing to add to a CV, an original publication in a peer-reviewed journal that is open access and available to everyone is very exciting. So that's our Contingent Horizons. I have the link there, but if you simply Google Contingent Horizons York, it'll take you directly to the journal site, and you can have a quick look at some of the exciting research that our undergraduate students have been doing, and that you may be interested in publishing this journal as well. So that's one thing to think about. That's part of our student life at York. And the other thing I'd like to talk about is networking events. And this is an important thing that we've added to our program. So I'll just say quickly, there are opportunities to participate in alumni workshops. Our successful alumni come back and do workshops in a variety of different areas that you might be interested in, on themes touching from organizing to policy to marketing to anything really. So lots of opportunities to meet with alumni and to learn from their experiences. Community events, these are multiple different kinds of events, ranging from community walks to engagement activities, which is the next slide, the next point down. The community events like to connect the department with Toronto and the broader area. So we offer our resources to put on exciting activities, to support initiatives that are community led, to showcase the amazing research being done at the department. And so these are all activities that you would have access to as a student in our department, and of course be able to participate in. And of course the public engagement activities. These ones are, again, critical to who we are as a department. These are activities that put the resources of the university at the service of our community. So we support activist groups. We help bring about activities that will make change in Toronto and in the world more broadly. There's more information about all of these activities in our on our website. I should say as well, these are mentoring opportunities as well. So as an undergraduate student in your first and second year, you would have the opportunity to participate in these community events and public engagement activities, being partnered with or being supported by our upper level undergraduates and graduate students, so you can participate and contribute to the fullest way possible. And as you move through the program, the role would switch, and then you would be supporting the next generation of undergraduate students and sharing what you've learned in the Department of Anthropology with them as they start their journey towards becoming graduates of the Department of Anthropology. So that's just a quick snapshot of our offerings and our events, our student life at the department. And of course, this is maybe the most important slide of all, which is the questions. If you have any questions whatsoever about our department, about anthropology in general, anything that Lisa and I can answer for you, please feel absolutely free to email us. lapsanth@yorku.ca will get you one of the two of us, and we'd be very happy to answer your questions. Our program website is listed there. Of course, you can find it through the York main site if you're looking. It lists all of our programs, undergraduate and graduate programs, all of our courses, special initiatives, seminars, student life events, everything is there. You can also connect with us Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We have a very lively Instagram feed these days, so I encourage you to check it out. Okay, I think that's it for me.
Thank you everyone for joining in to our program chat.
Hope you enjoyed the program chat, everyone.
If you have any questions about our LA&PS programs, be sure to visit our website to learn more.
And make sure to stay in touch with us for a chance to win a $100 gift card at the York Bookstore. The link to our website is in the description box below.
You can also send your questions to us, the LA&PS student recruitment team.
We'd love to hear from you, so send us an email at goyork@yorku.ca.
And we look forward to seeing you all on campus next year.
Bye.
Bye.